Hello. Welcome to day 2 of the 4 days cash injection clinic. So, what we're going to be talking about today is accelerating cash flow, turning invoices into rapid income. So, what we'll be covering, or what this 4 days cash injection is all about, is looking at the different ways that you can bring in more cash into your business during the lean periods. And why we're looking at this is because we will have lean periods in our business as a business owner. We will have fluctuations, we will have seasonality. Every industry has it, every business owner has it. It's a matter of fact, if you are aware and if you know when those fluctuations happen and why they happen, you are able to then mitigate it. You are able to then make sure that you have systems, processes, offers in place to be able to get that cash injection when times are lean, especially now where they say the summer period is lean. That is because a lot of people are on holiday, a lot of people are taking a break. Some take a break because it's the time of year and they believe everybody is taking a break. Other times it's just the preconception that everybody is on a break. But as I said yesterday, and I'm saying it today, only because it's summer on one side of the planet doesn't necessarily mean it's summer on the other side. Depending on where you are, breaks happen at different times of the year. But generally, this is about when it starts. And going into Q4, it's really good to kind of have this cash injection into your business because you do not know how the rest of the year is going to go. And it gets very, very busy. We have the Christmas, the Thanksgivings, the Black Fridays, and so forth that you can leverage. So it's quite important for you to kind of get this into place now so that when those periods come, you can still use your cash injection strategies to leverage those holidays because everybody will be out to buy, then you might as well use it as well. This is in supplement of your core offer. This does not replace your core offer, and this is not necessarily an ongoing thing that you do every month. It's just to, as I mentioned, supplement those lean periods. Hello there, Daniel. Thanks for joining. I see you. So, if I do a quick recap of what we did yesterday. So, if you can hear me okay, do give me a thumbs up. And hopefully everything is clear. Okay, can you imagine? I have been speaking all this time and I didn't realize I was muted. Unbelievable. I asked for thumbs up. I didn't see any thumbs up, so I was like, oh, what's happening? Let's take it from the beginning. Apologies, everybody, those watching on a different channel. So, what are we doing today? Today is day 2 of the 4 days cash injection clinic. And what we're doing here is looking at different ways, different strategies, and also different reasons why a business would need a cash injection and how you should go about your cash injection, promotion strategy, and so forth. The reason I'm doing it at this point in time, because there's this overall I would say myth that summer is a lean period. It could be that there are less people around because people are going on holiday. But again, if you think about it, they're going on holiday somewhere else. So you might be leaving the UK, going to Spain. So the Spanish or those in Spain are still in business, you understand? Or you might be leaving Spain, coming to the UK. Those in the UK are still in business. So if you look at it from a perspective that we're still on earth, so either they're going away or they're coming, there is still business to be made, there's still income to be had. So overall, what we're going to do over this 4 days is what we did yesterday. We looked a bit around mindset and the mindset you need to have to make sure that you're implementing these things and also that you're able to see within your business when it is that you have these lean periods. We all have lean periods within our business. We all have lean periods within whichever industry we're in. Whether you're aware of it or not, it is there. So it's a matter now to have a plan in place, have a strategy in place so that your cash flow remains stable throughout the year, whether it's a lean period or not. And this cash injection is one of those strategies to make sure that you have a stable cash flow throughout the year. It might be fantastic that you did 20K in February, and then, the next month you don't really do the same amount. So the idea is about stability. It's not about making the biggest, hugest, income there is. It's about having that stability, cash flow, reliability, and predictability, so that you can actually plan for growth. You can plan for expansion. You can plan for new hires. You can plan for innovation. A quick recap then from yesterday, we kind of focused on mindset and what are some of the stories that we're telling ourselves when it comes to our lean periods. And lean periods are there so that you also remind yourself to take a break. So that is a good thing. And then lean periods are there so that you are able as well to it forces you to think of your business in a more sustainable manner. You cannot be go, 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 and you cannot have a business that fully relies on only you as the delivery vehicle. So this cash injections kind of helps you think outside the box of what are the different ways that I can, for example, sell this calculator. Okay, so I could sell the calculator as it is. I could sell the answers that the calculator gives. I could sell the specs of the calculator. And at the end of the day, for me as a business owner, it's still a calculator. I'm not changing anything of my core offer of what it is that I am known for, so to say, but I am changing the different delivery methods to be able to cater for not only my lean periods, but also for the different points in my buyer's journey. They're at different points and they might require things in a different way. So this is what, the lean periods allows you to do. It really forces you to kind of think outside the box in regards to what your delivery would look like. So those were the kind of things that we looked yesterday. And then uncovering different revenue boosting techniques. I kind of covered that a little bit with the calculator example. But again, you want to start thinking, list out, I mentioned this yesterday, list out all of your everything you've made to date, basically, all of your assets. That's what I wanted to say. List out all of your assets. Any lives you've done, any templates you've created, any ebooks you've created, all of that. You want to list it out because these are some of the things that you're going to use as part of your cash injection offer. Okay, you want to list them all because we have so many assets. Being in the social media space, we create a lot. Even a post, if you look at your post on whatever platform, and let's say you looked at your 10 most popular or 10 most engaged posts, look at those, and that is potentially something that you can repurpose. You can templatize those 10 and offer it as a $10, $15, $17 template. Ideas like that. You have these things already. I do not want you going out there and creating something new from scratch. I want you to think of how can I change the view on this? How can I package this? How can I bundle this? That is all it is. So you want to look at different ways to uncover revenue boosting techniques. Oh, hello there, Katrina. Thanks for joining. I see you. Okay, so that is what we covered yesterday. So when we think about it, quick recap. You want to identify and address your seasonal fluctuation. As I mentioned, we all have it. Every industry has seasonal fluctuation. It is your duty as the business owner to understand when those dips are and then have a strategy in place so that you can cater for those dips, and that makes sure that your cash flow throughout the year is stable. Okay, you're not going in and out, in and out, in and out. Then the second thing is exploring new revenue streams. As I mentioned, when it comes to your cash injection offer, we are not creating anything new. We're just changing perspective of what it is that we've already created. You have so much assets already within your business. Some of them might be free, and you might totally package it together now and make it a paid offer. Remember, it's about the cash injection. It's not about, making you a millionaire overnight. Then the next thing is optimizing the pricing. You want to look at, okay, how am I going to price it to make sure that it brings me the cash injection I need? So you want to start with, okay, what is the gap between where I am currently and what my target was for the month or the quarter? And then work your way backwards. So let's say if you were 20K and at the moment you're at 15, you have a 5K gap. Okay, so now we want to look at our assets that we already have in our business and repackage it in a way that we can bring in that 5K. And part of what we're going to do in the masterclass, which I'm going to talk about a bit later, is putting together that cash injection offer so that you are able to bring in that additional 5K in 24 hours. It has been done. And this is about bringing the cash in. And that is because you are doing, as we call it, a flash offer or whatever terminology you want to do to put it out there of things you already have that you know that would be able to solve a problem for your audience at this point in time. And then the final point is, again, digital marketing. You want to leverage your marketing. We're all in business. We're all on this platform. So we already have an idea of the marketing piece and how we want to go about it. In those 24 hours, that is part of the cash injection sprint. It's about focusing specifically on how you are going to bring that to market. And we are, as part of the masterclass, we are bringing it to market. We are doing it on that day to bring in that income closure that we're looking for. So now we're going to move into today's topic, which is around accelerating cash flow. Okay, accelerating cash flow, turning your invoices into rapid income. So what are the things that you want to think about now when it comes to this point? So when we're thinking about it, a lot of us send out invoices. And it kind of depends on your business as well. Some might have, a 30-day, a 60-day, or a 90-day payment period. And it's not only depending on what your payment terms are, but if you work with corporate clients, they will have payment terms as well. And with corporate clients, more times than none, when you send them an invoice, the invoice is not necessarily paid immediately. They have a 30, 60, or 90 days. So you want to look at that and make sure that you've taken that into consideration when you are planning, when you are doing your cash flow forecast. Okay, so you want to look at that. You want to use your invoicing software as much as you can. There are free ones out there that you can use. But again, even your payment platform has invoicing. Let's say like Stripe has invoicing, PayPal has invoicing. So you want to leverage the systems to make sure that you have everything in place and you are able to invoice on time, and also you're able to reduce errors. And if you're on a paid platform, there's also that follow-up to your invoice, which is very important. And being on both sides, corporate and non-corporate, from the corporate side, they are known to just take forever, and POs get lost and they have to find a PO, they have to move you from one PO to the next, and all that sort of thing. So you want to be clear. You want to know where things are. So as soon as there's a glitch on their side, you are able to respond immediately. You do not get caught up in their quagmire. You do not get caught up in their, little hurricane that's happening internally over there. Because between account receivable and account payable in the finance department, there's always something going on, and there's always a loop that something drops through. So you want to make sure that your systems are on point, whether it's paid or unpaid, whether it's Excel or a software. You just need to record it. Okay. Then the next thing is offering an early payment discount. There's a lot of feelings around discounting and so forth. You can call it discount, you can call it, early bird offer, you can call it fast action bonus, whatever it is you want to call it. But you want to make your price competitive. That is the bottom line of it. You want to make your pricing competitive, and that is what the cash injection is all about. You want to make it competitive so that you can bring people in. Remember, especially if you're going to take part in the masterclass, we're talking about doing this in 24 hours. So you want to be competitive, you want to bring value, but also you want to make sure that it still solves the problem. And that you're leveraging what you've already created, you're leveraging what you already have to make this happen. That is why it's so profitable, because it's not time for money as we normally do, because you've already spent the time, whether it's years, whether it's months, whether it's hours, but you've already done it in the past. So you've already paid your dues for that. And now you're just bringing it back to life from a different perspective. So you want to incentivize your clients. You want to incentivize to pay immediately for this particular purpose. Again, here we're talking about the cash injection. I am not talking about your core offer. That is totally different. And just to highlight again, because I saw a post again today on LinkedIn about people attaching worth, your self-worth to your pricing. Your self-worth has got nothing, absolutely nothing to do with your pricing strategy. So whether it's $10, $12, $300, that has got nothing to do with you as a person. Your self-worth has nothing to do with your net worth. So don't attach your pricing to how much you value yourself. What we're doing is attaching your pricing to how much value, how much transformation, how much effectiveness your product or service would bring to the end user. That is all. Obviously, you bring spice to the game. Only you can deliver what it is that you deliver in a certain way. Only you can bring the product the way you've done it. But that's where it ends. Only because you're able to do something really, really well doesn't mean that is your worth. Doesn't mean that is your be all and end all. So separate the two. Okay? You are a person totally different, a bit like, separating your business from yourself. That is why we're encouraged to either create a limited company, create, a partnership or whatever business structure, so that you separate the two. Okay? The business is one thing and you are an individual that works in, for, with the business. Okay? So coming away from the separating your self-worth from your pricing strategy, you want to make sure that your pricing is competitive, because this is all about a cash injection. This is about filling a gap during a lean period. So the focus is filling that gap. The focus is not to make your full revenue for the month in that gap period. Okay, and the focus here is not on your core offer, it's on your cash injection offer. So that is what you want to look at. Then the next thing about accelerating your cash flow using a cash injection offer is clearly communicating to your clients when you're doing this, especially when you're doing it in 24 hours. You want to clearly communicate the payment terms and the expectations. You want to be clear about it. This is what it is. This is what you learn. This is what you will get. And this is how much it costs. And additional bonus, this is who it's for. Those are the things you want to be clear about, because it's in and out. You want to share what it is that you've got. Will it be valuable to them? Make the transaction and then move on. Flash sale. And the reason I speak to this a lot as well is If you think about it, if we take the retail industry as an example, what are the time periods when we have sales? One for sure is summer. Summer sales are everywhere. Okay, I'm saying everywhere, take it with a grain of salt. I have not explored all countries to make sure that they have summer sales, but I could speak for the UK, I could speak for the US. They do have summer sales. And the reason they have summer sales is, again, to repurpose the stuff that they've not sold. Remember when I was telling you to take what you've already created and give it new light, give it new life, change its perspective. So it used to be $30 or whatever when it was full price. Now 50% off is $15. New breath of life. Most people might not have bought it at $30 because they're like, I'm on the fence. But if you're going to give me 50% discount, well, I might as well buy it. I've got a 50% discount. So it totally changes their perspective as well in regards to buying. I would say it almost lowers their barrier of resistance, of objections when it comes to that. I mean, we've got Shannon in the room here, and she goes on the psychology of this. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, you want to check her out, because if you want to look at the back end of how we think or how our buyers are thinking as they go through your buyer's journey, through your sales funnel, or whatever it is you want to call it, from when they meet you to when they pay you, you want to check her stuff out. So that is how we go about it. So you want to look at what the big boys are doing, and they are doing it because it works. So if they have, and we're talking big organizations here, if they have lean periods, what about you? You are going to have lean periods. It's just the name of the game. It's business. So if you look at that, they give a discount, they repurpose it and give it new light. So now it's part of your summer sales. And they get rid of things, they get rid of stock, they get rid of inventory that they were not able to sell at full price. This is just one of the strategies for a cash injection. And I'm just sharing this with you because if I tell you what it is, you're able to then see it everywhere around you when a business is doing a cash injection. And usually it's the sales that is the cash injection. Okay. And also sometimes it could be bringing new customers through the door. It could be a way to open yourself up to a new market. So those are the two main reasons for cash injections. And then we move now to considering factoring and invoicing. So factoring and invoicing might not necessarily be relevant to a lot of service-based businesses. But again, you want to explore options of converting unpaid invoices into cash. And this is more, I would say, is more for medium-sized organizations that have got a proper invoicing process in place where they can use their invoices as an asset. So if you think about it from almost like remortgaging, you use your current asset to get money, more money, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to go into this a lot because it's not necessarily relevant to a lot of solopreneurs, but it's something to bear in mind. Also, I'm sharing it because you might come across somebody that might be in the same predicament, and you might say, oh, have you considered factoring? Have you considered getting paid for your invoices? And they might go off and, do research and find somebody to help them. Again, this is not necessarily all about what you can implement in your business right now, but it's potentially the message that you can carry on to somebody else that might be in that position where they need that cash injection and they haven't considered this option. Okay. And going to our final point, then we're talking about then tightening expense. Okay, you want to tighten your expense control. So when we come to the lean months, and not only the lean months or periods. We're looking at overall your business. What I've realized with a lot of businesses is that the expenses are quite high for where they are in business. And not only that, the tech stack is too elaborate for where they are in business. I have fallen guilty of this as well, especially because of AppSumo. I keep saying this. AppSumo has been my best friend, but also my worst enemy all at the same time. Because every time they have, the lifetime deals, I'm like, oh yes, let's get it because I might use it in the future to do this, or I might use it in the future to do that. And I've had to stop it, and I've had to unsubscribe from AppSumo's newsletter because the temptation was there. But I realized that I bought a lot of lifetime software offers and so forth that I never eventually used when I came to that point in time in my business because I'd found something more efficient. I'd found something that gelled better with the process and gelled better with the way I wanted my customers to feel and the way I wanted my process to be. Because at the end of the day, everything I'm building is so that I can step away from the business. Everything I'm building is so that I can potentially sell the business. So you want to make sure as you're going through, you do not weave yourself into every single process in your business. Because then when you step away, the business is going to sit on the bench. And you do not want that. So, accelerating cash flow. Quick recap then. You want to implement an efficient invoicing process. You want your invoices to go out. You want your invoices to be accurate, and you want to be able to track the amounts, the due date, and so forth. But for the cash injection, it's here and now. It's pay now. Okay? Then you want to look at potentially, discounts of some sort or even bundles. You don't necessarily have to do discounts, you can do bundles. Okay. And we want to look at, again, your payment terms, not only your payment terms, but your payment terms of those that you are supplying, your clients' payment terms, especially if you are working with corporates. They have a payment term. You want to make sure you're aware of that. And you want to make sure that you have taken this into consideration when it comes to your cash flow forecasting and management. I briefly mentioned factoring and invoice financing is, again, using your invoices to bring in money, basically. And then you want to tighten your expenses. You want to make sure that your expenses are not, sky high. You want to make sure that what you have in your business is suitable for where you are in business now. Those systems will always be there in the future. So there's no need for you to have the elite suite with all the bells and whistles when you do not really need it right now. Because at the end of the day, they are there to market their software. So they are going to make you feel like if you do not have the bells and whistles, something is not right, and you're not going to have the greatest experience and so on and so forth. But again, not all of it is necessary for you right now. Okay, so those are the kind of things I want you to think about when it comes to accelerating your cash flow. And this is all about turning your invoices, turning your current assets into rapid income. So when we talk about the masterclass, so the masterclass is a 24-hour cash injection sprint. And I mean sprint, okay? What we're going to do is that during the masterclass, we are going to go through and come up with, okay, this is what I'm offering, this is how much I'm offering it at, and this is who I'm offering it to, and these are the different strategies that I'm going to use to sell this cash injection offer. Okay, so basically during the workshop, we are going to, or during the masterclass, we are going to come up with your 24-hour cash injection plan. And those are the things we're going to cover. Then the following day, not the following week, The masterclass is next week, but the following day of the masterclass, so the masterclass would be on a Monday, Tuesday, more likely on a Tuesday. Let's see. I'm going to finalize that. But the masterclass is going to be on a Wednesday or Tuesday. And then the workshop is going to be on the Wednesday. So let me just check those dates. Okay. Yes. So the masterclass is going to be on a Wednesday, and the 24-hour sprint is going to be on the Thursday. So that's how we're going to do it. So on the Wednesday, we are going to come up with the plan, put in all the strategies, putting all your messaging, putting all the postings that you need to be able to go out there and do this. And then on the 29th, the Thursday, we're actually going to do it. So we're going to be a tight-knit group that we're going to be supporting each other to implement this. And the idea is that we are looking to bring between 1 to 5K in that 24 hours. Make sense? So that's what the cash injection sprint is all about. So if you're interested, please do DM me 24 hours and I'll give you more details about that. So with that said, it would be a good time now to get any questions. So do you have any questions? Raise your hand if you have any questions, or if you have anything to add, or if you have any insights that you've noticed, any aha moments from the session today, or if you were here yesterday from the session yesterday. Any insights? Any thoughts? Okay, so with no further ado, I am going to now bring this to a close because that is our day 2. So you have a lot to think about. Actually, not a lot. You've got a bit to think about. Yesterday was making your list and making sure that you're in the right mind space, you're in the right thoughts process to deliver this. Because again, you have to be in a certain space to be able to deliver this. That is 100% sure. If there's any doubt, if there's any wobble, it's going to show. So the energy needs to be there. And then today we're talking about, okay, how can you bring this together? What is the pricing that you're going to do this for? What is the gap? Identify the gap. And then now with that gap from your list from yesterday, you can start getting some ideas. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at expanding your customer base. Again, it's one of those things I mentioned earlier that sometimes the cash injection can be used to expand your customer base. But tomorrow we're going to look into it further, and we're going to look at different ways that you can reach out to different customer segments within your audience to be able to do this. And also ways that I've learned and I'll share around, increasing your audience as well, increasing your customer base. Okay? Fantastic. So that's what we're doing today. Tomorrow, same time, same place for our 4 days cash injection clinic, day 3. Okay? With that said, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you here tomorrow. Thank you.